Oh, did I mention that these people also vowed to make me and my 70-year-old parents homeless? Michael Short was harassing my parents. Like, he sent us all these crazy fucking letters. He called my dad. You can't do that as an attorney. Especially when you're dealing with a 37-year-old. I'm 37 years old. He was saying that because I live here that like they were going to be able to freeze all my parents' assets and bank accounts and garnish their wages, and like it was just this constant harassment for like over a year. We had to hire, so like it was, sorry, I'm not trying to get into all the details right now because I don't want this to turn into a 70-part thing in my stories. Why is my phone glitching? Like, don't do this right now. Okay, how can I like summarize this? Oh shit, I have to back up a little bit. Okay, let me just give you a little timeline. So Samara and I start working together at the end of October during this timeline. By the very beginning of January, I had fired her. By like January 20th or something, she and Carrie Ann had bought my name. Like within 10 days of meeting each other, they did this shit. It's so crazy. Then all this crazy shit happens for a few months. And then they were able to actually get my accounts down. So I got banned on both of my accounts with hundreds of thousands of followers. And this time it wasn't a normal ban where you get your account back right away. It was like, that's happened to me before, where people will like mass report me and I would get my account back. Nope, both of my accounts this time went down for copyright and trademark infringement, and TikTok told me that it was literally illegal for me to post my own face or make any more accounts with my own face, and that like I was going to be sued for my own likeness. Basically that, you know, basically Carrie Ann and Samara tricked TikTok, and like this is so fucking illegal. Like the amount of paperwork that Carrie Ann signed, like she's still going to get in trouble for this. Like I can't talk about this right now, but she not only lied to TikTok on like on a million pieces of federal paperwork, like it says right there that you can be, that this is what does it say? It's like the jurisdiction, da, 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 da. Like it says right on the paperwork that she submitted, that this is like a federal crime or something. I'm butchering the words right now, but you know what I mean. It's just really fucking serious. I don't know why I can't think. Oh, maybe because I've been doing stuff all day. But when I saw the paperwork, I could not believe she signed that. Like, you're just, these people are so dumb. But that's what malignant narcissists do. They don't think. They just move. She also lied to the USPTO. I told her. You can't do that. That's really fucking bad. She lied to them multiple times. Oh my god, she lied to the USPTO. It's felony fucking impersonation. She, yeah, and that's not over. So I'll update you guys when I know. But you can't lie to government agencies like that. It literally says right on the paperwork for that you can do jail time for lying to the USPTO. Right on those trademarks it says that. I don't know what the fuck Carrie Ann was thinking. Anyways, they got my accounts down. And I was actually banned. And they were so proud of themselves. And basically I was under so much pressure, and I finally snapped. And there's a whole backstory, and the bullying was unreal, and I've never had people want to hurt me this bad before. And all this stuff happened and culminated, and I finally felt like I needed to go to the hospital. Like I was having like, you know, just horrendous panic. I'm already neurodivergent. I don't do well with stress, but I've never been under this kind of stress before, and I've never had people lying about me so much and stealing from me. Like it was just like, I finally snapped. And I also had a bunch of creepy people, that's where this story is going, that were helping me, that were actually driving me insane, and I had no idea. And that's who I'm calling out now. But I'll never be able to tell this story in a short way. But anyways, I'm trying to not do this in 50 parts. So they got my accounts down. That happened for 6 months, right? And they made a podcast about me. They made like all this crazy stuff. These people were so proud of themselves that they like took somebody down. And it was disgusting. And like right after I lost my accounts, but it never worked. They never took me down. They just got my TikToks down for 6 months. Like, how embarrassing. I can't believe it. One girl quit her PhD program to do this. Literally quit her PhD program to start a podcast bragging about everything she did to me, and it went fucking nowhere. These people thought I was their ticket to I don't know what, but I cannot imagine all the karma that they're all reaping. I mean, just quitting your PhD program in general is fucking enough karma. And oh my fucking god. Okay, I'll save that story. But they got my accounts down, and at one point I had like a mental health crisis, right? it was after I got my accounts down. I was told that I needed to like go through this Reddit thread about me and get all this evidence. And I felt like I needed to go to the hospital, and I did not want to go to the ER and pay, you know, ER money to deal with a panic attack, because I really needed some like benzos or something, you know. And I decided to have some alcohol. And I relapsed after being sober for a long time. And this woman named Lonnie, who was supposedly trying to help me, who was like sending me information, she drove me fucking insane that day. And she would not stop sending me shit. And it's such a long story, but yeah, basically I snapped one day during this whole thing, after everything, you know, after I lost my accounts and everything got really crazy. And I got really, really drunk, and after talking with Lonnie, and I felt like I was going fucking insane. And now I know even more why I felt like I was going insane. And some other really scary stuff happened. That's what happens when you push somebody to a fucking brink. And this is what narcissists want to happen. Like, these people literally found out that I was drinking and were posting in the Reddit thread that they were hoping that I would get taken in by the police. They sent the cops to my house. Like, they were like plotting. And like, I literally have a voicemail of somebody saying like, if we can't get her arrested tonight, we'll get her 5150'd. Which they were like so excited that I relapsed, because it meant that like my guard was going to be down and that they could like get me arrested. Maybe I should post on my main feed and just fucking blast everyone. This shit was crazy. This is why I don't want to make a tell-all, because like fucking thinking about this stuff I never knew that you could hate people so much. Anyways, I will not let these people turn me into an evil human or into somebody who's angry forever. This video is for educational purposes only. Oh my god, I can't tell a story in a short way to save my life. I'll see you in the next. Why is it still recording? No. Okay, part 4. This is going to be the last part. I need to fit this all into 10 minutes right now. So basically, this was all 2 years ago, by the way. This was in 2023 when this happened. In the spring of 2023 is when I lost my accounts, and these people took all of that stuff, and I was getting threatened with all these lawsuits and da-da-da-da-da. So at one point I had a very serious like mental health break, and I relapsed on alcohol, and I wanted to take my life that night. And I'm very lucky that yeah, I'm just very lucky that I was living with my parents, and yeah. And I ended up telling Hags, this woman who will come up later in the story, I ended up telling her a few things that happened that night. I didn't tell her everything, but I wanted to explain like how bad it got. And again, this would have never happened if I wasn't drinking and if I wasn't under so much pressure. But yeah, I snapped. Like, when you put somebody under tremendous amounts of pressure, they snap. And that's what they wanted. Like, these women were so excited that I relapsed on alcohol. And that's actually what made it 10 times worse and made me really want to hurt myself once I realized that they were so excited, because this other woman was sending me updates of what they were saying, which was so stupid. Anyways, when you realize people want to hurt you this bad, it will snap your brain. Yeah, so one night I really had like a mental health crisis, and I haven't had alcohol since that night, and I'm really, really proud of myself. But it was really, really scary, and I'm glad I didn't tell Hags everything, but I told her a couple things, and she has now told everyone that, which is so fucking sick. But that's how bad it got, right? And even after that, and I took a break from the internet, like everything, even after that, the second even after I hit a breaking point, and these people, I can't even talk about this. These people, I took a break from the internet. The second that anybody heard from me again, like the second I posted on Instagram, these people dropped a 16-part podcast confessing to all their crimes, like bullying the absolute fuck out of me again. Like, and again, I would have never known about the podcast if it wasn't for Hags and Sleuthy. Oh my god, I feel insane. Okay, sorry. So basically, for a year after I lost my accounts, there was all this craziness happening. 6 months after I like get banned, I got my accounts back. I got a trademark attorney, I got in touch with TikTok, and I got my accounts back. All these women were horrified, obviously. They didn't want me talking about this, like, and I started going viral. It was fucking glorious. I spanked them up and down the virtual court, and I won. I won with no money. I won. I fucking won. I beat a psychotic millionaire at rich people games just because of my platforms. Like, they were like, you can't talk about this, and they were threatening me even more because they didn't want people to know. And like, I got videos with millions of views, and it was fucking glorious. And like, their ex-husbands reached out to me, their ex-boyfriends reached out to me, their like Samara's like sister and stepmother and father reached out to me. Like, when I say this shit went viral, it went so fucking viral. And that was fucking glorious. Okay. And okay, right, this is when it gets even fucking crazier. Okay? So after a year and a half of that, things finally start to calm down with the very rich woman. They know that they're not going to get me to be quiet. They know they can't just like exhaust me legally. Like, I exhausted them. Damn, dude, I did do a good job. I exhausted them, and I kept posting about it, and it kept going viral. And I mean, yeah. Then okay, let me back up a little bit. When all this stuff happened, there were people who were helping me, and their names are Lonnie and Caitlin, and that's who I'm talking about now. These women reached out to me when all this stuff happened, after I had my mental health crisis, and were like, I was talking to Lonnie, but I didn't know it was her. It's a long story, but basically there's this whole other group of women who were trying to help me, right? And they reached out to me and said, we know what happened. Like, we know all these secrets that you need to know if you're going to go to court. Like, I was really in the dark at one point, and they did know a lot. And I was desperate for information, so I talked to these women, and they gained my trust. Like, the only person I would talk to is this woman named Caitlin McWilliams, but she goes by the name Hags. So if you hear me talking about these people, this is who I'm talking about. So they had been kind of like helping me this whole time. But about a year and a half into this, I realized, like, these women who are helping me are so fucking weird. Like, you don't know people you meet online, right? Like, all of a sudden I was like, these people are not normal. Like, they have no personality other than the internet. They would not leave this other psychotic lady named Jubilee alone. They kept all this drama going. So I stopped talking to them. And they just kept sending me stuff, literally. And then Jubilee ended up in the psych ward. And then they sent me these police reports about myself, which sent me into a complete fucking spiral. And then I was trying to stop talking to Hags and Sleuthy, and they're like these internet sleuths. They're like these two old, like, women that are in their 40s, and they're both stay-at-home moms, and there's nothing wrong with that. They're both very lucky to be stay-at-home moms, but they spend their days like Discord mods. It's like the stay-at-home version of like a Discord mod that never leaves their house. They feel really important, like doing weird stuff online. They think that they're internet sleuths, but they're really fucking dangerous. And people have been telling me the whole time, like, I don't think that these women have your best interests in mind. Like, people in my real life are like, what the fuck is going on? Like, these women are way too obsessed with you, and they're not just trying to, like, help you. And I was just, yeah, I feel like I was so vulnerable at the time. And it really grosses me out to think about now. But they were all so obsessed with me, and I was getting so creeped out by my own little, like, community. And like, anybody who's still here, that was not you, okay? I have blocked everybody that I am talking about, okay? Unfortunately, they can make a million accounts, but if you were on my lives, or if you were like part of my internet community and you're still here, I am not talking about you, I promise. But these people are just like extra obsessed adults. It's like Disney adults, but for the internet. This is their whole lives. So I started getting creeped out. And I realized that Hags and Sleuthy were like so a part of this fucking drama. And I stopped talking to them. And then 6 months after that, I thought I was kind of free of them. And I posted about the election, and they went fucking psychotic. Like, they decided that they think that I am the spawn of Satan, and now they're doing the exact same shit that already happened to me. And I told them, because this stuff got weird, I was like, you guys are so creepy. And then they decided, we're gonna hurt Allie. Like, what? This video is for educational purposes only. Oh my god, there's gonna be one more part, I guess.